come one, come all. Nothing but love, nothing but respect. You know what we do, what we don't, what we is, what we isn't, and what we is here today. Late. We are later than usual by a significant margin. I have to apologize to everyone. It was not my intentions to be so late this time around, but unfortunately I have been working under the pump at the moment. Hence why some of the videos at the moment have been more focused on my gameplay at the moment of One Piece Jedi Survivor, because at the moment I'm trying to juggle everything at the moment, still get content out to you guys and girls, and so sometimes when I just don't have the time to make new content, some of the Twitch stuff makes its way over to the YouTube, just to give you guys and girls some, you know, just a constant drip feed of entertainment and fun with me. That being said, we're here today bringing you guys and girls the greatness that is One Piece Chapter 1083. We aren't doing a discussion until Monday this week, not only because we're late, but also because it's Mother's Day this weekend. So, you know, for everyone out there, send some love to your mothers and all that good stuff. Don't forget to tell them all the love and all that. Today is technically Mother's Day Eve. So whatever happens in this chapter, like I do with every other chapter, I associate it with other important events and stuff like that. For example, when big things happen in chapters and stuff like that, it typically tends to ironically be around different people's birthdays in my life and stuff like that. I associate chapters that drop the week of someone's birthday with that person in a lot of ways and that. So it's really funny because people like my dad remind me a lot of Buggy, right? But whenever it's Dad's birthday, we either get crazy stuff like Buggy related stuff, Kaido related stuff, or Gold Roger related stuff, which is kind of funny. So I'll be interested to learn. The title of this chapter is The Truth About That Day. So it's going to be interesting if I start associating someone here with my mum, apparently. That being said, we have Doflamingo on the cover page here. Cover request by Mercurio. Doflamingo tending to a fallen chick and making a nest with his coat. That's cute. And I love that he's also getting a little band-aid out for the poor little bird. Does that mean we might get a little bit of Don Quixote Doflamingo in this chapter? Ooh, it feels like we haven't seen Dofi in a minute, and I'm excited to see him. Also, though, those trees remind me of Longring and Longland in a weird way. Just because they're so tall and, like, small shrubbed. I wonder where this island's supposed to sort of take place. Man, it's good seeing Dofi again. Like, I know that's just, like, you know, typical Dressrosa get-up Dofi, but man, it's good seeing Dofi again. And I like how this bird also reminds me of, like, a baby big bird. Really cute. I do like it. That being said, let's get into it last. Yes! We got revolutionaries! I know last week ended off with the Sabo reveal. I was really worried we were just going to skip past it and not go to it. I'm kind of happy to see that we're opening up the chapter on this. I'm not going to lie. I've been dying to get more revolutionary related stuff, so this is good. This is good! Oh, we accomplished everything we set out to do. Yeah, you did. You got in there, you got Kuma, and you dipped, didn't you? Kamabuka Kingdom. And we got everyone, you know, celebrating that old boy's back. Is that... so that's Morley there. Then I think that's Koala. That doesn't look like either one of the boys. But that kind of looks like a bob cut with a flag. So I'm wondering if that's Koala, Bello Betty, then Ahiru. Then we skip over some of these other no-named random people. And then I'm assuming that's maybe Lindbergh and Karasu. Karasu looking like he's got the feather boa on. But what is that on the tree? It looks like one of Kid's creations in that, sitting on the tree there over to the left side. That's kind of weird. All three objectives were taken care of. We officially declared war by destroying the Celestial Dragon's symbol. So they destroyed the Celestial Dragon's hoof that existed in MARIJOA. That's interesting. We rescued Kuma-san and freed as many slaves as possible. Finally, we managed to find and destroy the Holy Land's... Yes! Okay. Wait, hang on. I gotta bring this up just because it's got Sabo and it was nearby. Sabo! Coming in clutch! Destroying the food reserves! Does that mean they're going to start trying to siege and fucking starve them out? Because that would be a damn good tactic. Ooh, that's interesting. We know that there are a lot of other kingdoms on the red line, but we haven't actually been introduced to any of them other than the Celestial Dragons and MARIJOA itself. I would be really interested to see if any nations that rebel end up coming from the top of the Grand Line as well. And so, if they cut off the food supplies and they can't escape either side, they could really trap in the Celestial Dragons up there. The Holy Land's food reserves? So what was the fallout? It was nothing to sneeze at, but we got the world's attention and the Navy ended up sending in the big guns. Meaning we triggered uprisings in 12 nations, where we held strong influence. I wonder if one of them is meant to be Vera. 8 of which were successful. Ooh! So they had 12 uprisings with a success rate of 3 out of 4. Which means 1 in the 4 nations that rebelled just then probably got crushed. 8 was successful. Well, you say 8 were. Wait, I gotta do the Viha sort of voice that we get here for everyone's favorite Ivankov. Well, you say 8 were successful, but 1 of them vanished. The kingdom of Velusia. So okay, so they're aware that Velusia are up and vanished. Yo. I know Ivankov's chin is always meant to look a little bit triangular, right? He's meant to have a squid chin, but man, where it's sitting right there, it is like heavy predominant. That's kind of creepy looking. The headline censored everything, but the 7 others have declared their intent to no longer pay the Celestial Dragons tribute or comply with the explorative exporting of their resources. On top of that, the Revolutionary Army is attacking government supply carriages all over the world. They're fucking up the freaking heavenly tributes to stop resources from. Yo, not only are they doing the heavenly tributes, but they're bringing they're countering all their food supplies. That is amazing. That is yo, Dragon. I've been worried for a while that Dragon hasn't been doing shit, but the fact that he's actually doing this in a decently tactful way has me really excited. To stop resources from reaching MARIJOA. Or MARIJOA's pub. They say the Holy Land's high up location makes it an impenetrable fortress. But we'll see how they're like living under siege. They'll finally get a taste of what it is to live in a poverty and go hungry. Veha! That's what I call a result. Indeed, we may not be able to cut off all their supplies, but we're squeezing them slowly but surely. They must be struggling by now. As expected though, they're not a foe who will just take it all lying down. Our real battle will start when they Wait a fucking minute! Our real battle will start when they mobilize God's Knights. That looks like Shanks. Actually, in a weird enough way, that looks like Shanks and Dragon to his left. Yo, the Holy Knights. And they've got these swirls around the background. That's like the same sort of imagery they use when, what are their names? Khalifa and Kaku ate their devil fruits. Because those swirl patterns are all, heavily, like, the swirling designs are always heavily used or emphasized with devil fruit users. So, the Holy God Knights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. Do you know what? Do you know what's really interesting about that? if that's maybe Shanks and Dragon there, and both of them are just trying to change the world or hold the status quo in some regard. No, it wouldn't make a lot of sense for Shanks to be a pirate and a God Knight. Unless that's his father. I mean, we do have the Figureland family. Ooh. Because that looks like Shanks there. Like, with the slick back hair, the coat, and that looks like Griffin on his side. Like, straight up. But the thing that's interesting me here is the bottom right silhouette. That guy, like, looks short compared to the rest. But that guy's probably, like, 6 foot. These guys are probably all as tall as, like, the Gorosei and, like, Katakuri. So I wonder if that one in the middle may be Shanks' biological father. If these are all, like, the strongest members of the Celestial Dragons being God's Knights. Calling them God's Knights implies that they are gods that are also knights, which would imply these are the strong celestial dragons, not the weak ones. But the fact that they've got this, like, you've got the dude at the beginning that looks like Shanks, like, and the dude to his left that looks like Dragon, but apart from them, these all look like pretty new silhouettes, right? Unless maybe some of these are the Gorosei. Like, these could be certain members of the Gorosei. You could have, like, Gandhi dude being there. The dude to the right, maybe the dude with the long mustache and that. And, like, maybe, like, some Gorosei, some non-Gorosei, because not all the Gorosei may be combative. Which would be interesting. But saying our real battle will start when they mobilize God's Knights, that's a little wild. Because you guys have already been fighting the likes of, like, the Admirals. And you're saying, like, oh, the Admirals aren't the real fight. These are the heavy hitters. And you got those swirls around them. Makes me feel like all these dudes are going to be devil fruit eaters. And, like, celestial dragons with devil fruits, they would be having the pick of the pick of the pick of some of the best devil fruits. Oh, do you know what? Wait, hang on. God's Knights. That could be a mistranslation. Because didn't Akainu talk about the Holy Knights? And that wasn't all that long ago. That was just when... Yeah. Can we assume the attempted murder of St. Charles is solved? As far as the accusations that St. Mjosgard let the attacker escape, that's being deliberated in the Holy Land of the Gods. The Holy Knights have intervened. And it is all a big mess now. The Holy Knights are probably God's Knights. That makes a lot of sense. So these would be like the judiciary celestial dragons, or the enforcers in the celestial dragons, which is really interesting. You realize you will be their number one target, right, Sabo? Or should I start calling you Flame Emperor Boy? I'm not too hot on the pun. Why the pun? I'm not hot on that name, Sabo. You're leaning into it. You're talking shit, bro. I'm not too hot on that name. It doesn't matter what the truth behind King Cobra's assassination is. The news reports have made you a hero already. In the eyes of the revolutionaries everywhere, the authority figures within the world government are hated for being subhuman monsters. While there are certainly many malignant powers hungries, despot. Oh god. Okay. While there are certainly many malignant, power-hungry despots who deserve that reputation, Dragon trying to do the tongue twisters here, there are also a number of intelligent and fair rulers too. And Arabasa's King Cobra was in a class of his own. Everyone considered him to be an outstanding sovereign. Unfortunately, misinformation spreads faster than nuances like that. This might be cold to say, but while I feel bad for what happened to King Cobra, I think I can live with the way this all played out, if it helps fuel the flames of rebellion. You really are unshakable. Then spit it out already. What really happened? Is there any truth behind this scoop? King Cobra assassinated, and where's that map? What is that map looking at underneath? Is that Alabaster? That kind of looks like Australia. Alabaster was a bit different, wasn't it? Hang on. No, that map on the newspaper could just be like a slightly upside down version of Alabaster's map. Or like Alabaster's map on a slightly different angle. Interesting. I always get really excited when I see maps and stuff like that because I'm like, geography! And it always helps find stuff. Ooh, we're going into flashback for MARIJOA! Yo, okay. Over a month ago, at the home of the gods, in the holy land of MARIJOA, not long after the revelry began, they were attacking the home of the gods. Yo, and look at all these alien-ass monsters running for their lives. This is the most celestial dragons I've seen. These are all new faces and families. Yo, look at this one here in the middle. Running, screaming, and dragging this poor, beautiful slave behind him. Get out here and help us, you lousy bureaucrats. They blew up the storehouses. We're under attack. The intruders are with the Revolutionary Army. It's the 4 captains. This is outrageous. First they attack our beloved symbol. And now the oh, no. I die every time I see the word plebs in manga form. It just feels weird. Genuinely. Ooh, hang on. I think I've blurred my camera there by moving around so much. That or I've got blurry vision. I don't know. Does the jealousy of these vermin know... Oh, wait. And now the plebs have taken away our exquisite food. Not our caviar. Oh, not our turducken. Does the jealousy of these vermin know no bounds? I don't even want to keep their heads. Just dispose of them at once. Now, I'm seeing some interesting faces there. This one on the far right, though, looks like he actually... Not only does he look like the Celestial Dragon version of Aggie68 from Ace's crew, but he also looks like the Celestial Dragon version of Apu's right hand. After that, summon all the dreadful bodyguards and have them executed. Those miserable wretches allowed this to happen on their watch. You depraved snail! I told you to hurry! Oh, dude. Is that Peachbeard? No. Dude looks a bit different. Peachbeard just had like the big mustache and the goatee combo, didn't he? He didn't have a proper beard. What would you do if something were to happen to me, huh? I've had enough. I'll walk myself. Consider yourself fired, you useless piece of trash. And they pull a gun on him. And Karasu comes in on the swift nitty-gritty crow shit. Yo, he smacks the gun. My gun. Who do you think you are? Yeah, I love them. Crow shirt. Oh, it breaks my heart that Karasu wasn't the highest wanted out of the Revolutionary Army. Actually, what was his bounty again? Hang on. I know Bello Betty had the highest. I think Morley was like 292. I think we were dealing with like what, 292. Lindbergh was like 315. Karasu was like 400, and Bello Betty was like 450-ish. Morley was 293. Karasu was a flat 4. Lindbergh was 316. So close. 316. And Bello Betty was 457. Damn, Bello Betty hasn't... For someone that's been chilling in the background, she should be getting shit done. But 400 mil for Karasu. Like, I love Karasu. I just... I'm gonna have to watch all this in the anime as well when it comes out. Cause just crow shoot, and just like it's one of the best gags. But I love his design. I in my head canon, I want him to be like the strongest of the 4 captains because I love him. I know you've got that thing with Dofi when Dofi was doing the Throne Wall speech. One of the revolutionary captains that Doflamingo personally gave the props to was Morley, right? So maybe we see some impressive stuff from Morley. But so far, I've absolutely just fallen in love with Karasu. And whatever this crow fruit ability is, I love it. Escape to the east of the city. Krah! What? Okay. It's the Revolutionary Army. Yo, and they're lighting him up. Get Saint Pluming to safety. Pluming. Ooh. Another name of another celestial dragon family. Pluming. Let's riddle this scum with bullets. Blast him till there's nothing left. Yo, they actually dusted him. Huh? There really is nothing left. Don't tell me he's... Yo, dude, does he have some, like, phoenix shit? The feathers turn to dust or ash. Yo, and he reforms behind them. Obeli shoot. No. Soot! Wait a minute! Obeli Soot. Northern captain of the Revolutionary Army, Karasu, ate the Soot. That's a Logia! Yo! The Revs have 2 Logias! No, and Soot is so steampunky. Wait! You could do so much with Soot. It's just like activated carbon in that. You could poison people. You could make them like suffocate like smoker. Poison them. And look at him here. Like he gets obliterated, turns to dust, spawns behind them. And you know, I've been talking my shit for ages, especially on TikTok at the moment. Yo, if you haven't done so already, check out the link tree down below. It'll take you to all my good stuff. But follow me on TikTok. I'm trying to hit 1,000 followers on TikTok so I can go live and talk anime and manga related shit on there. But one of the big things I've been talking about at the moment is a fighting style of Logias down there. And one of the big things that's been getting me so hyped, right, is we haven't seen a Logia go all out, especially a Logia that has a harmful devil fruit. People really forget. Logias let you turn into your element. They let you create your element. But they also let you telekinetically control your element. And we see it here with Karasu. He gets riddled, turns into his element, goes behind them, turns back, and then telekinetically controls his element to do this belly soot. And it stabs through all these dudes, absolutely obliterating them. The reason why this gets me so hyped is because, I mean, soot's not it can probably cause a lot of like respiratory harm and stuff like that. But this is the sort of shit you guys need to be prepared to see Akainu do. Right? Where Akainu like goes behind someone and then like he does like a follow through strike and then you see all these arms like Katakuri. I know Katakuri's not a Logia, but he was a special paramecia that was meant to be like a Logia. Karasu's Soot Fruit, I'm calling it now, this shit's a Logia, right? This control, these like spears that come through, imagine if that was Akainu's lava and it just puts a hole through people. That's the kind of shit you gotta be prepped for these top tiers coming forward. The fighting styles and stuff like that is gonna be pretty wild. And like, we already know, so we've seen it, I mean, we see it here, clear as day, but we also see, like, Ace is able to telekinetically control his fire from a distance. We see this with a lot of his attacks. He's got 2 great flame commandment attacks. The one that makes a big sun, the other that makes the dragons that swarm, right? He's able to control with them. His fiery ragdoll attacks, those are all telekinetically controlling fire that comes from him, yes. But like they can make an infinite amount of their element, and arguably they can control their element naturally if it's around them, right? That's why things like Punk Hazard is so scary, because you got to think, you got an island that starts to turn against you and tries to kill you, man. Like, oh, the top tiers are gonna be so wild, and Soot is such a cool ability. And it's also a non-harmful Logia in the sense that, like, just touching it doesn't, like, necessarily immediately kill you. But being carbon dust and stuff like that, this dude's essentially like a Logia version of a sword as well. Because, like, seeing what I'm saying here, the carbon could cut you and all this sorts of stuff. Cut you, poison you, get in your bloodstream, do all this sort of nasty looking stuff. Karas is looking hella juicy right now, hella juicy. And that's not even talking about the fact that he can make his constructs into crows. Like, he can split himself off and turn himself into crows. The reason why that's so impressive is because we saw pre-time skip. This man was in the East Blue. This man was in the Grand Line, the New World. We see him multiple times. He's the information network for the revolutionaries as well. So you got to think, that might mean we're finally getting a range on how far a Logia can split themselves up and be still that same person consciously, which is planetary in terms of, like, a crew over in the East Blue and a crew over in the West Blue is both two parts of Karasu, and they're still consciously linked to him, but he's like the information network flying around sending information. Like, all these little bits and pieces, man, they add up and they add meaning, and it's... I'm sorry, I'm gushing right now. This is such a cool reveal, cool design, cool devil fruit, and I love it. I love how it stays on that, like, Oliver Twist sort of vibe with Sabo. And you make it even better! Laser shooter. My boy Lindbergh's got a laser rifle. Manu's literally walking around with a laser rifle shooting light beams at people. Hurry up, gather the east side of the city. We're gonna get you out of here, okay? Oh my god! What happened to that pacifista that Kuma sent away pre-time skip? Did he send it to Karasu? And Karasu just straight up made guns based on the pacifista lasers for the revs? Is that what's in Ahiru's arm? Oh! This is doing such wonders for the revs. He's no longer, because he's got that gun that also shoots ice, right? I'm wondering if he's got like a dial on it and he can go like ice, heat, lasers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You can thank us when you're free. Okay. This is going to be a really random sidebar. I actually really hope we get a canon introduction of a character here that's from a non-canon movie. I hope Oda draws in here somewhere with all the slaves trying to escape the woman that Gil Tesoro fell in love with. Because that would be like a really beautiful but tragic way to make him like semi-non-canon, the same way that some of the other One Piece movie villains are, like the likes of Shiki and stuff like that. That'd be beautiful. You can thank me when you're free. Southern captain of the Revolutionary Army, Lindbergh. They're really going at it over... Yo, imagine if Lindbergh imagine if Lindbergh has some DBZ shit where he's created himself. Like, you know how, like, Chopper's got the rumble balls and stuff like that? Imagine if this dude can, like, shoot out a mini moon. Like a little object that acts like the moon. And it triggers his Sulong form. And then you just got a Sulong mink running around literally with a Glock that just blasts light speed shots at you, just going da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That would be actually like crazy to see. They're really going at it over there. They're heading this way. Hurry up and release everyone. Yo, Lindbergh's shooting himself. Leave it to me. Crow. Rencon. Yo, and he sends all these crows at Fuji. Yo. But Fuji looks like he makes like an air bubble around him. And it's like defending himself. So the crows are flying at him, but the crows are getting like knocked around past this little air bubble. Yo. Morley versus Green Bull. Oh my, this boy sure likes to play rough. You're the ones destroying the city. Just cough up where your leader went off to. You shouldn't sniff around and stalk people like You shouldn't sniff around and stalk people, you dirty little perv. Yo, and Morley stabbed Green Bull through the hand and cut off another one of his arms. But Green Bull looks fine. But the biggest thing here is it looks like Green Bull's trying to, like... Morley's, like, making the whole city clay. And all the stuff's just, like, flobbing around everywhere. Which, how big is Morley? I didn't think Morley was bigger than houses. Wait, what's Morley's height? I didn't think Morley was... Like, Morley's big, but not that big. Yeah. Morley's only, like, 4 times bigger than a regular person. Or 4 times bigger than Bello Betty. And we see him multiple times. He's big, but, like, the biggest he ever gets is, like, a person's as big as his fingers. Sorts of thing. So, him being so much bigger than houses here, either those are really small houses, or he's got an ability to increase his height. Because he's supposed to be 12 meters tall. And he looks well and truly bigger than 12 meters tall here. You're as bad as him. Watch where you're swinging. Ryokogu, you bastard! I'll see to it that you hang if any of us get hurt. Damn it, it's impossible to fight here. Get out of the way already! Yo, so we're going back to the premise that they're all really limited. And you look at Green Bull there. He's like the size of the whole castle. But just Morley being in the vicinity is making the whole area flop and float around like it's all malleable. Fujitora, what do you think you're doing? I'm calling in a meteor strike. Don't be an idiot, that's a terrible idea. There are 2 admirals here. If we were anywhere but the home of the gods, that'd be more than enough power to turn any battlefield upside down. CP0! Yo, I finally get to see post-time skip Jabra! Oh! Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. It's good to see these dudes. You still got these Chinese aesthetic. You got Kumadori and Fukuru. We've already seen Bluno and Khalifa, but I'm assuming these are all CP0 now because it looks like they're all set up in their white outfits. Not really anything has changed outside of not Kumadori, Fukuruku. He's got some like little glasses on, some John Lennons. Even if you ignore the handicap, the Revolutionary Army captains are doing well to stand their own ground. Just goes to show they're no pushovers. I mean, I like to bring this up all the time, right? Kumadori, Fukuruku, and Jabra pre-time skip were introduced after having murdered one of the revolutionary captains, apparently. So there used to be another member of them that was a captain that these guys killed at some point in time. I'm just saying, right? So, in recent years, the revs have upgraded. Yo, and look at these dudes going in. We got Sabo. Yo, so Sabo wasn't even involved in the fight against them. But it makes a lot of sense because Morley's just causing so much damage to the surrounding area. And the fact that Karasu is a Logia is just like, even though they could probably get him pretty reasonably, him just being able to spread himself out as far and wide as he is, this honestly is the worst type of matchup for them for a defending objective based game. It's like a video game, you know what I mean? You know when you got to defend an objective and it's the enemies aren't hard to kill, but they're just spawning in the worstly, most inconvenient places where whenever you defeat one, there's too many over at another objective that hurt it. Sabo, don't you have the keys to the collars yet? I just found out where they were keeping them. It won't be long. Haha, Lindbergh, what's up? Kuma-san's in Pangaea Castle too. What? The Chief of Staff of the Revolutionary Army, Sabo. I just spotted him with that dumb father and son saint duo, Roswald and Charlos. They must still be looking to get revenge for that thing we heard about at the public courtyard. What the hell? I'll make her my pet. He hasn't given up on getting Shirahoshi. I won't forgive them for using Kuma-san like this. Yeah, we won't let them get away with it. Morley, make sure everything's all ready. Okie dokie. Okay, so Vivi's down there, so that must be Mancherry that's with, Mancherry or Rebecca that's with Shirahoshi there, because Shirahoshi's clearly talking to someone. Huff Huff. Father. So you got Bonnie. Oh, yo! It's all coming together. We're going to get this flashback here. It's also going to coincide with the Kuma flashback, which is going to coincide with the climax of this flashback being something really important about the world government that Bonnie's also going to somewhat relay to the Straw Hats prior to the Egghead Island incident. And when we next cut back to the Egghead Island incident, it's probably going to be like the wrapping up of this sort of like narrative stuff. And all this narrative stuff is going to be like, this is the stakes of the arc, but it's going to be the stakes on like 3 different areas in the world, culminating in just like badass conflict, I reckon. That's what I'm putting my money on at the minute. And we finally get to see another angle from these other ports. This is port number 2, and we can't see a statue in there, but there's supposed to be statues in there. I used to think there were 20 statues for the 20 different founding members. But remember, we've only seen one of the port sides so far, so next time we see the other one, we may see, I don't know, a silhouette of the original 5 Gorosei or Im. I'm just saying. Can't you buzz off? I'd rather have Vice Admiral Garb's help. Well, don't worry. We'll protect you. Like you protected Shirahoshi? Oh, wait, you didn't. Oh, yo. She's sassing the shit out of Lucci. That's beautiful. Oh, wait, you didn't. That creep's definitely going to target her again. I'm afraid only King Cobra has been permitted an audience with the 5 elders. But, Chaka, Pell, this won't take long, and it would be tedious for you to wait outside. It'd be a much better use of your time to look out for Vivi. She's always been a mischievous one. You can't let her out of your sight for a second. What's the purpose of this meeting? Chapter 1083 end. Okay, next chapter we're definitely continuing on, but wait. Wait, that's that's Cobra there. But at the beginning of the flashback, we see Cobra dead on the floor on the checkered floor area. And that's the checkered floor that they're on there. But off to the side slightly. So Chaka and Pell may leave here, and Cobra may not even be permitted in properly. They may literally just walk outside and end him. Oh, but we've got Sabo who saw something on the empty throne. Yo! My head is on fire right now. This was such a good informational chapter. And I mean, we got to see some sick conflict with the Revs. Finally getting CP9 post-time skipper CP0 is amazing. I love Karasu's Devil Fruit. Honestly. Honestly, I rock with it. At like 10 out of 10, I rock with it. Yo, this is such a damn good chapter. It's been like 2 months since we've been with the Straw Hats. And low-key, I could go the rest of the year without seeing another Straw Hat if we keep getting chapters like this. Oh, this is... Oh, yo. And the Gods at Nights, they're going to be wild. Wait! These guys were doing okay. Like, I know they were at a disadvantage and they knew they were going to lose. Like, they couldn't just, like, outright beat them. But these guys were fighting the admirals. And Dragon straight up is like, yo, the admirals aren't going to be an issue. God's Knights, that's going to be an issue. Are you trying to tell me there's 9 motherfuckers out here that are as strong as a goddamn admiral? Ooh. Do you know it would be an interesting plot twist? If what destroyed Lelucia Kingdom wasn't some tech-based thing, it was one of the 9 Holy Knights here. One of the 9 God Knights here. And one of their devil fruits, they just have like a devil fruit similar to Kizaru's, and it was just like... And that thing that like was covering the sky was one of them charging up their attack that just obliterated an entire island. And we're finally getting into the stage where we see individual characters destroying islands, no different to ancient weapons. That would be some beautifully wild shit. Damn. Yo, I'm gonna have to sit and reflect and think on this chapter. The discussion's going to be Monday night. Today is Saturday. If you're in a different time zone, it's going to be Monday night, Australian Eastern Standard Time. We're probably going to be looking at 6 or 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Monday, so be sure to check that out and share that love. If you want my thoughts on this chapter sooner than them, check out the link tree in the description down below. You can go check that out, ask any questions you have, or give me any of your ideas in the Discord. Or keep an eye out on TikTok. I'm sure I'll be doing some videos on this on TikTok between now and the discussion video. That being said, share your love. Nothing but love, nothing but respect. Thank you guys and girls for coming through. I'm glad we got to see Dopey back, but he was completely overshadowed by how great the rest of this chapter was. And if you haven't done so already, check out the link tree in the description down below. It'll take you to things like my Discord where you can join and talk anything anime and manga related. It'll take you to things like my Twitch where I'm currently playing through my Jedi Survivor and One Piece Odyssey. And when I'm finished with them, I've got to go back and finish my Ragnarok playthrough, my Spider-Man playthrough, Miles Morales. I want to get all those sorts of things done. I may be doing... the Hogwarts Legacy. I don't know if I'm going to stream it or not, for obvious reasons. But, you know, we've got things like the Spider-Man 2 coming out soon and all this other greatness. So just, you know, go follow me on Twitch and share that love over on there. Or if you're just watching Twitch content on YouTube when it comes out later, by all means, share all that love. And that being said, there's also my TikTok in there. Follow me on TikTok. Trying to hit 1,000 followers on TikTok so I can go live and talk anything anime and manga related on there. Things like debating other people, having conversations, cross versus matchups and stuff like that. Just more fluid, fun conversation that's a little less formal than on here. So be sure to check that stuff out. And it's also got my Twitter where I post theories and stuff like that, but not as much. But you can follow me on Twitter to know when I go live, but I also post a lot of that stuff on the Discord too. That being said, thank you guys and girls for coming through. This was an amazing chapter. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Be sure to, you know, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for more notifications like this. Give the video a thumbs up and all that good stuff. Thank you guys and girls for coming through. It is really appreciated. And until the next chapter of One Piece or until the next video of mine you watch, whatever it is you're here for, thank you for coming through. Nothing but love, nothing but respect. Have a damn good day. Goodbye.